The truth in all of the isms. Okay, so before I get accused of being a postmodernist, which I'm not, I'd like to explain the goal of this video. What I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be taking a bunch of isms and I'm going to attempt to sort of extract the truth from within these different isms. And the goal of this is to exemplify the following point. Truth, as we know it, or often don't know it, is infinite and rich, and as such, it cannot be attained or exhausted in one particular ism. And so the sort of dogmatic view that there is one ism that can kind of hold the entirety of truth is false. Now this may sound like a sort of pluralistic, relativist, postmodernist view. It's not, because the goal is not to say that all isms are equally valid or true or legitimate, but rather to say that it is our job in our quest for truth to find a larger truth paradigm that can sort of encompass the truth within the ostensibly rival isms. And so that's the goal of this video. All right, so I'm going to begin with the first ism. Hegelianism. Hegelianism, I can't say it. Okay, you know, Hegel, so the philosopher. The idea is, well, he says a lot of things. One thing I think I agree with him is his view of the collective as its own sort of entity rather than a sum of its parts. Yeah, where Hegel goes wrong is he jumps from that to like worshiping the state, and it's like, no to worshiping the state, but yes, the collective has its own intrinsic value. Objectivism. Ayn Rand's books were probably the only books I've ever read that made me like physically nauseous. A friend of mine calls Objectivism ideological selfishness. I think that's a good way to put it. I mean, I guess the core truth in it is sort of similar to capitalism. So there's like, it puts like, it's true that there's like a legitimacy for the individual to like fulfill his own desires. I don't know. Capitalism. The truth in capitalism is that, I'm not sure about this one. I think like there's a fundamental idea that capitalism is built on like an attempt to make man like self-made and like responsible for his destiny, and like the self is sort of central. I don't know how much that actually works. Like, on the other hand, we have imperialist wars, indigenous exterminations, and basically like essentially modern feudalism, being enslaved to our bosses.